Just 2 weeks until Thanksgiving, and around these parts, that means lots of football. So we decided to start this week's Explore Tulsa with a magazine full of school spirit.
Then the place to party.
Followed by a traditional spot with great food.
Plus honoring our veterans.
Hi there, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. It's great to see you once again stopping in for another episode of Explore Tulsa.
Especially with high school playoffs getting underway. All the excitement of Friday night lights. Trish, can't you just feel the energy?
Yeah, Stevie, I can. And a guy who sees way more high school sports action than any of us combined has to be Austin Chadwick at Vype, the high school sports magazine.
You go to a school and they'll have old copies of our magazines from 10 years ago framed up on the wall when their team was on the cover. And an AD or a coach will tell me, hey, every time anybody from that team comes over, they're like, man, I remember that. We were on the cover of that magazine. So it's a cool thing, you know, for people to kind of have forever. So Vype the magazine, we started this back in 2005. Originally started as High School Sports the magazine, and we started it here in Tulsa. And I was asked by some guys who wanted to invest in it, hey, can you run it? And I didn't know what I was doing. I was 24, but we kind of figured it out. And over time now, we had to change the name for trademarking purposes back in 2007 to Vype, which is Varsity Hype. That was kind of how it came about. We originally started as a franchise, and so after I had acquired it here in Oklahoma, we went to a license model, much easier. So we've got printed magazines, and then we've got digital platforms. And as far as printing magazines and publishing, you know, we have 8 different magazines for each region of Oklahoma. So we print and publish so many more than any of the other licenses, and it's been pretty good around the state. So there's something special about it when you can actually reference playing in the game of a backyard bowl like they do now. You know, when in 1998 we played over at Jinx, and that was really the last time the game was played at Jinx before it got moved to Tulsa, and that was when it really started heating up at that point. And you know, it's kind of an anomaly because I've been all over the country and I've seen so many different high schools, and even in Texas, you know, you'll have a school or a community be really good for 5 or 6, 8 years, and then a coach moves on, and then they kind of come back to the pack. Where Union and Jinx and what they've done over the last 20 years it's astounding, and it's kind of built from the ground up. I went through the INFC as a kid. I lived that lifestyle, if you will, and it's great because even after all these years, it's been so relevant and such an important game and a rivalry, and it's still going. I mean, it's just incredible because next year they'll play it at TU and 20,000 people show up, and they'll get after it, and it'll be the highest level of football in Oklahoma. So. We've been around so long now in Oklahoma, we start to see generations, you know. Some of those first round of kids that we covered back in 2005, you know, they've had kids now that are getting to be 7, 8, 9 years old. They're like, hey, just dropping you a line, you know, you gotta look out for my son. I remember when you covered our game down here in Chakota or up here in Bartlesville, and so that helps highlight that. Yeah, the parents they're pretty passionate, and we always say, you know, there's nobody has a monopoly on the passion for their kids because everybody does, and it doesn't matter if they're playing, you know, small school baseball in you know, Peru, Oklahoma, or if they're playing big time football at Union High School. When parents call us, you know, when we're highlighting cheerleaders and softball players and just every sport, band members, it doesn't matter. With our magazine, we don't discriminate. We'll highlight anybody. But when a parent calls us, they're the ones that kind of help us see the excitement because they know how special it is. And what's funny now is that kids that we covered back in 2005 and 2007, 2008, you know, we see them now as adults today, and they're starting to have kids, or some of them work for us now, and so from that standpoint, they never forget it because I'll be at a University of Tulsa football game or an OU game, or I'll be anywhere around the state, and somebody will find out what I do, and they say, man, I was in that magazine when I was playing at Edmond Santa Fe or at Union High School or wherever. And so it's a lot of fun now that we've been able to do it for 13 plus years. So.
Austin's a great guy who loves him some sports.
Be sure and look for Vype all around town, or just visit Vype.com to see digital versions of the magazine.
It won't be long, and we'll be crowning another state champion. Then we're going to need a great place to have a huge celebration.
Ooh, I know just the place. And our next guest keeps his father's legacy alive when we return with more Explore Tulsa at John L. Rucker's.
Sonos has been a great product for us because it's a wireless audio system. Whether you want to do just one room and listen to what you want from your phone, or whether you want to build a complete home theater system. Each room you can play something different from your phone. There's up to 44 different music providers. If you want to link together your kitchen and your bathroom to play the same thing and your living room play something else, whatever you decide, it's all controlled by your app. You have a bridge or boost that hooks into your existing wireless router. You download the app and you have all these music providers at the palm of your hands. You can play any music that's stored in your device, whether it's Android or Apple. You can download the app on a laptop, on your desktop computer. We have a Sonos Play bar, which is more of a surround sound bar, which hooks one wire into your television. Anything that's on your TV will be able to be played through there, whether it's your cable box or your Blu-ray player, whatever source you may have. They have a new Play Base, which is a bar that you can actually set your television right on if you're going to put it on a stand rather than a wall. Only one piece, gets great sound. The wireless bridge, you just need one for the whole house. Whether you do one speaker or do 10 speakers, it will create a mesh Wi-Fi network throughout your whole home. Used to, we had wires all over the house. You had a receiver. This is plug and play, simple solution. My name is Randy Beach. Come down and see me. I'll be happy to help you.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Hi again, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa.
I really love it when we have a family business like the John L. Rucker Company on the show, you know, as special guests.
Yeah, established in 1965, Bodie Rucker's father has been servicing Tulsa businesses with his cleanup expertise for decades.
But what you may not know is John L. worked hard, loved family and friend gatherings, and collecting vintage automobiles.
It's funny, my dad was kind of a social guy, even though he would have told you that he wasn't, that he was kind of shy, but he really, part of him was, but then he had a very social side. And he drew a lot of different friends to him, and he liked for people to come here and see his cars and see this place, and you know, he worked hard to make it like it is right now. The main business is a commercial janitorial service. He's done it, or it's been in existence since basically I was born. And then we started doing parties roughly 13 years ago, I guess. Sort of informally, and now more of a formal. My grandparents kind of did janitor work on the side, so he grew up kind of cleaning buildings. And he actually worked for Zebco when I was born and did this on the side as well. And discovered he could make more money just doing janitor work. He's a good salesman. He was good at going out and selling himself and getting buildings. We are very customer oriented. People talk to me if they have a problem. There's not a big chain of command. We're not a national company, you know, a franchise company, so more personal service. He bought this mainly to keep business stuff in his cars. He loved old cars. We sat down with my uncle and tried to figure out how many he'd bought and sold over the last 10 years, and we figured probably about 63. And every time he had a grandchild, he'd buy him an old car. And back in the back, those are all grandkids' cars. And it kind of evolved into a party place. It wasn't a plan. He built this bar behind me, and we'd have private parties. Then people would ask if they could have their birthday party. Then somebody'd say, oh, can I have my Christmas party? And schools would want to have fundraisers. And it became a constant request. And so probably about 10 years ago, we started really doing parties. Most of it in the beginning was also a charity. We just let them use it because it was mostly fundraisers with friends. Well, one of them is back there now. It's a 1941 Ford sedan delivery panel truck. That's pretty rare. There was a Sunbeam Tiger that he bought and sold. Most of them are not, he didn't buy them in pristine shape. He'd buy them and fix them up, or buy them and just turn around and sell them the way they were. He had a 3-door Chevy Suburban, like in the late 60s. It's fairly rare. Just a bunch. You know, he just kind of acquired those. It's kind of funny. He liked cars, so a lot of them are cars, but people, again, kind of knew that he liked that stuff, and they'd give it to him. They'd say, oh, hey, I found this in my closet, and I thought you might like to put it in the warehouse. So he had more, and we had a break-in about 10 years ago, and about half of them got stolen. Just family, being able to carry on something that my dad started and built. I can't imagine not being here. Of course, I got married and have children, and I'm from Tulsa. My parents grew up here, my grandparents grew up here, so it's a great place to raise a family. It wasn't when you were 20, when I was 20, it wasn't a great place to hang out, but I think that's changed too.
Their party room is a great place to have a large group together, and it's so wonderful that John L. Rucker was able to leave it behind for all those he loved most.
If you have a party or event in your future, or you have a business that needs a one-stop cleaning service, visit johnlrucker.com to learn more.
Well, what do you say? Let's keep this party going with another festive stop, this time at Victoria's Tea Room.
Ooh, great idea, Stevie.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
I said that was a great idea.
It's so rare that I hear you say that I just had to hear it again.
No, brother. Just ahead, we'll visit with Sheila Daniels when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get 1 pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my 2-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Why are we in spacesuits?
We are traveling to the future, where TVs have a contrast range between 400 nits of brighter whites and blacks as deep as 0.4 nits, and 10-bit color. It gives us over 1 billion individual colors on the screen.
Video Revolution already has tomorrow's TVs today with the best in Sony high dynamic range TVs.
TVs with contrast and color offering more natural, true-to-life colors?
Oh yes, Video Revolution now and in the future on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
If you're hungry, you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
But warning, what you're about to see could make you jump through the TV.
Oh man, the food at Victoria's Tea Room is really that good. Sheila gave us some to take home, and later that night it was still good. My wife loved the muffins and kept asking me, where do I go to get some?
Oh, and what did you tell her?
Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
I hope you took her to Victoria's Tea Room to make it up to her.
Oh, I love it, yeah. And I told my mother not too long ago, I said, you know all those years you made me stand and do that and how upset I got? I said, thank you. I make okay money now. She never taught me. We just sat and watched her cook. And it's just, I'm one of those cooks, you just kind of throw it all together. She's a very good cook, yeah. She's 95, still living, yeah. Still cooks. Chicken and dumplings, she was really good at. Meatloafs. We always had biscuit and gravy. That was just a given. But yeah, coconut cream pie is one of her favorites, and we have the best in town here. I had always done catering for weddings and things when I lived in Springfield, Missouri. And I had the Victorian Rose Tea Room for 4 years. So then I went out for a while, then I came back in this one. I missed it. It's really a fun time. When my children were very small, we needed a job for me to do without being out of the home, and at that time we did it from our home. And then it just started growing larger and larger, so we went into business. So I was several years there in the catering, wedding cakes, things like that. It's probably more one-on-one with people, you know, and blessing people. All the ladies just seem to love it. Even the men come in and they love it, and they think it's really a nice place. It's quiet, and you can come dressed however you want, but just come in and have a good time. It's Victoria's. My granddaughter was born out of a country in Bangladesh and was kind of kept there for 7 years and couldn't come home. So when she did come home, we put it in her name. So it's after my granddaughter, my first granddaughter. No. No, the party room here is Danielle's room. That's my other granddaughter. This is her room. So they each have the room. The girls, the rest are all guys, so they don't care anyway. Well, we do special parties. It rents out for $300. If they purchase up to $300 worth of food, then the party room's free to them. But it's for anybody that wants a little bit more privacy, wants to come in and have a meeting or something. We seat around 30, 35 people here in the party room. We have sandwiches, soup, salads, quiche, large salads, entrees like cheesy broccoli. We do an awesome Monty, Rubens, things like that. We do have a new menu coming out, and it'll be added more with some salmon and pork chops and things like that on it. We do a lot of bridal showers, wedding showers, baby showers. And then they just like to come in and have tea. Our Red Hat ladies are one of our favorites that come in all the time. It's kind of my ministry. I've been through a lot in my life, and I know others have. And from the customers here in Tulsa, I know there's times when you have so many problems that you just want to come in and sit down for a couple hours or an hour or so and just forget them all and just have a good time and feel good. And a lot of my employees, it's been a ministry for them. Some of them have had some difficulties in life and totally changed them by coming to work here. So it's a very valuable thing to me, yes.
Everyone there was having such a great time, and it's because of Sheila's food. It's so good.
Well, some of us are gonna have to find out for ourselves because someone didn't save anyone else any food. So if you're like me, visit victoriastearoomtulsa.com to learn more.
Victoria's Tea Room would be a great place to take the veteran serviceman or woman in your life to celebrate Veterans Day.
Wow, that's 2 great ideas today, Stevie. So we better hurry back before you run out.
And when we return, we meet a World War II vet who shares his story with us and a bit about the Oklahoma Warriors honor flight he got to be a part of when Explore Tulsa continues.
Don't exercise too hard. Over-exercising stimulates hormonal changes in the body that promote fat storage.
That's right. Actually, over-exercising can make you fat.
When it comes to exercise, focus on maintaining an active lifestyle. Simply make a plan to move more and sit less.
Establish a regular cardiovascular workout routine, at least 3 to 4 times a week.
Get out for a brisk walk, regular time on the treadmill or even the elliptical.
For a balanced exercise plan, look for our online video-based workout programs.
Get started today by visiting wellnesslifeacademy.com.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Well, happy Veterans Day to you. It's great to have you still with us for more Explore Tulsa. Stevie, do you have any veterans in your family?
I sure do. I have 2 nephews serving in the Navy and Marines, plus my dad and father-in-law were both in the Navy.
Wow.
And I have uncles that were in the Navy, Air Force, and Marines.
Wow, well my dad served in the Air Force too, so Veterans Day is a big day for both our families.
And for so many others, with many working hard to show their appreciation for our vets by doing things like the Oklahoma Warriors honor flight.
The invasion was, we were on one side of the island, and as The actual invasion ended up being on the other side of the island. We were on the fake side at the time. So it was really an April Fool's joke for them. I was in the Navy on a heavy cruiser in the Pacific. I always say South Pacific because that was where most of the island jumping that was going on, and that's where most of the activity was. I was a fire controlman, rangefinder operator. In other words, we were up in the tower and with where the rangefinder was, and we controlled the firing of the guns, the pointing, the training, the whole thing. So there's a little box up on a pedestal up on top. So that was the job. The one thing that brought it into reality was when we went in Nagasaki, saw the devastation that had been done by one bomb. Of course, we didn't know all the story that went behind that, and we assumed, didn't even think about continued radiation that it was there. Well, Eric Proctor lives in my area, and he's our state representative. When he got involved in the honor flight, it was basically because he wanted to represent his grandfather, his late grandfather, in whom he had great respect. So whenever it came around to have some, get that first flight, and I think it was out of Midwest cities where we went, Eric had three men from in our area that he took or arranged to take on the flight. Now the memorial, you walk around and you look at it and you have them, your little brochure, and it explains what each one of them, you go to your state and every state and you see what their contribution was, as basically what they could add. And it finally comes to light that I would tell you it's not about me. It wasn't meant to be about me. It was meant to be about a generation of people that pulled together and was willing to give up things. So I saw it's a contribution to our history, showing that what can be done when you work together and you dedicate your effort to one thing, and that was to win and get these guys back home. And so it never was about me, and even though there's a tribute to the tributes there, but the one that deserves a tribute are those stars on that wall down there on the end, and there's the ones that are the heroes. Those are the ones that gave all that they had, and so it became very emotional from then on. But that's my story.
Bud is a true American hero, and what a great way to honor him and so many others with the Oklahoma Warriors Honor Flight.
If you are a veteran or know of a veteran who would like to participate in an honor flight, visit oklahomawarriors.org to learn more.
And to all of our family and friends who put their lives on hold and at risk for our freedoms, we salute you.
Stick around, there's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Sonos has been a great product for us because it's a wireless audio system. Whether you want to do just one room and listen to what you want from your phone, or whether you want to build a complete home theater system. Each room you can play something different from your phone. There's up to 44 different music providers. If you want to link together your kitchen and your bathroom to play the same thing and your living room play something else, whatever you decide, it's all controlled by your app. You have a bridge or boost that hooks into your existing wireless router. You download the app and you have all these music providers at the palm of your hands. You can play any music that's stored in your device, whether it's Android or Apple. You can download the app on a laptop, on your desktop computer. Yeah, we have the Sonos Play 1, which is a small speaker. You can put it in any room and then you can start adding from there. You can go up to bigger sizes. This is called a Play 5. This one has a wireless subwoofer in it, so if you have a larger room or would like a little bit more bass, they have multiple different sizes. The wireless bridge, you just need one for the whole house. Whether you do one speaker or do 10 speakers, it will create a mesh Wi-Fi network throughout your whole home. Used to, we had wires all over the house. You had a receiver, you have guys crawling through your attic trying to run wires. This is plug and play, simple solution. My name is Randy Beach. Come down and see me. I'll be happy to help you.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Be sure and join us next week on Explore Tulsa when we visit the Oklahoma School of Innovative and Experimental Learning.
Special thanks to Austin Chadwick for highlighting our local sports stars with Vype, the high school sports magazine.
Thanks too to Bodie Rucker for sharing his story of his dad's legacy and keeping it alive at John L. Rucker's. And special thanks to Sheila Daniels for all the goodies at Victoria's Tea Room.
Plus, thanks to Bud Chandler for his service and for sharing his memories of World War II with us and his trip with the Oklahoma Warriors honor flight.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
And hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations. 3016 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
And we welcome our newest sponsors, Drs. Mark and Michelle Sherwood at 61st and Sheridan.
Remember, your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with the Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.